I'm Bobbi Fisher, and this is my Aesthetically Awkward podcast, a show where we dive into all things aesthetics, health, wellness, entrepreneurship, and everything in between. This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It is not medical advice. Please consult your own healthcare provider before making any decisions in your personal health journey. Now let's get into it. Welcome back, Trinity.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be back. We have Mother's Day promotions coming up, so excited for those. Mothers need, I feel extra love, so It'll be nice to treat everyone. And then just going into spring, I feel like just getting out of winter in general, I feel happier. The sun is shining, so I feel more motivated around for everything, really. So
I definitely suffer from seasonal depression. It is what it is. I am always so down in the dumps and gloomy during the colder months. I need a little bit of warmth and a little bit of sunlight. I need to get outside and just feel that fresh air.
I know.
And now I thrive during spring and fall. I don't really like the heat of the summer though. I always joke that I'm allergic to the sun, but I really do. It's because I fry so easily and my eyes are so light and sensitive. So.
That's how my sister is. I feel like we're all kind of like that, honestly, but I'll usually put up with it with some sunscreen, of course.
Gotcha. Well, and your sister's what, Lexi, right?
Yeah. Well, Lexi, she really doesn't get out too much in the sun, so she's pretty fair skinned, but she does pretty well with the sun. Brunette though, she's a little bit darker. My sister, my oldest sister, she definitely burns easy. I don't even think she likes to get hit by the sun.
If I worked hard enough at it, I probably could get a little bit of color in my skin, but I really barely tan. It's mostly just moles and freckles that pop up on my arms and my chest. So, and I don't want that, so I just avoid the sun.
Yeah, honestly, not worth it.
No, I've gotten better over the years at applying SPF on my body, but I was horrible. It took me a while, to get out of the tanning bed in my 20s, and then I got to the point where I was wearing SPF every single day on my face and my neck, and then even now it'll be an afterthought. Why didn't I put SPF on my shoulders and my chest? And I'll look down and I've got burn lines an hour into the day. I'm like, why did I do this to myself?
My fiance was so annoyed with me the other day because he was going to Turkey Run to go walking with his mom, and I was covering his neck, his ears, everything with the SPF. He's like, why do I need all that? I'm like, if it was me, up to me, I'd be putting it in your hairline right now. So just
put
up with it.
There's no effort here. Just hold still and trust the process. Zach's gotten a lot better. My Zach, not your Zach. My Zach's gotten a lot better about SPF. He thinks about it now if he's going to be outside doing yard work, or he works here with us sometimes, and he'll go out for a lunch walk break. Okay, put your SPF on. And now I'm kind of trained him. He'll stop and put it on.
His little SPF stick.
Yes, he's got a stick. I have to remind him to massage it in so he doesn't have weird white streaks. He has gotten a little bit better, and I just keep telling him it will make his lasers and treatments, things of that nature, much more comfortable if he has less sun damage, less pigment. We've been doing the Pico laser a couple times a year to keep those freckles at bay. The more freckles you have, the more sun damage you have, the spicier that laser is going to be. So,
and you can tell he's prone to some freckles.
I call him a walking freckle for a reason. You should see his back and his shoulders. I mean, it's just covered. It's like one connect the dots.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And you guys have treated a few times too.
We have, we've done chemical peels and we've done Pico laser, but as good, I should say, he's getting better with SPF on his face. He's not good about applying it to his body. So when it's 100 degrees out in the middle of the summer, he'll go outside, take his shirt off while he's weed eating, mowing, etc. He's not going to take the time to come back inside and apply SPF. He will already have it on his face usually, but he will not come back and reapply it to his body. So,
which I feel is most people, even if they put on the initial application of SPF in the morning, they don't typically reapply if they're going to be out for a while, which is normal.
The rule of thumb, depending on which SPF, sun protective factor you're using, you may need to reapply it as often as 60 to 90 minutes if you're being exposed to water, especially. So if it's not specific for water resistance, you may need to reapply it literally every hour to prevent a sunburn or any UV damage. So,
and that still may not do it.
No. If you're down south and you're in the heat of the sun, close to the equator, even SPF may not be enough. You might need UPF factor clothing.
Yeah.
Those rays can still get you through that UPF clothing and those hats. You said we've got Mother's Day promotions coming up. We're doing Skin Pin now, so you guys have a promo for that. You have a promo for Deluxe Hydrafacial. Is there anything that you're looking forward to seeing your schedule change for the spring and the summer? We do certain treatments during the winter, and maybe those don't become as popular. So what are you looking forward to on your books and offering to your clients as things start to warm up?
I do feel like I feel like we'll have definitely less like laser clients, most likely less chemical peels for a little while. But just I think I'm just excited to see the like clients that will stay loyal. Like how loyal will they be as far as like keeping up with everything during the summer still. If you can't do a chem peel, do a facial instead, or keeping up with Hydrafacials, especially in the summer. You're probably wearing lots of SPF and heavier creams and things just to stay hydrated. Yeah. So definitely just making sure you get all that out and really get a deep clean. So I think Hydrafacial will probably be the most popular this summer. Hopefully, I was just talking to Amber about learning some lash lifts and tints from her. So maybe some of those, I feel like people love that during the summer because it's high maintenance that keeps you low maintenance, I guess.
Those are things that keep people vacation ready and selfie ready, things that require really no downtime. I think the only true downtime that comes with it is, at least with the lash lift and the brow treatments, is like 24 hours, no water. Yeah. So you come in, you will cleanse their skin, make sure they don't have any makeup on. That way they don't feel tempted to go home and wash their face that night. So that's the biggest thing there. But yeah, I think you should complete your training and add that on. That's a great service, and that's, it kind of ties into why you initially got into aesthetics anyway, because you had that love and passion for makeup and all things beauty. So that'll sort of make things come full circle for you to have those cosmetic add-ons. And you're right about the Hydrafacial too, bumping it up from a custom facial to a Hydrafacial. If you don't have time over the summer for like true downtime, if you're going to be outdoors quite a bit, a Hydrafacial is a good way to still get in a treatment because it has that deep exfoliation. It's going to clear the congestion out of your pores. It can still treat like pigment and acne to a degree, especially if you bump it up to the deluxe Hydrafacial. You've got the LED, you've got those targeted boosters, but it's just a little bit more than a fluffy custom facial. The custom facials are amazing to relax. They really are, and I know you love doing them. You love performing them, and we are always applying our clinical grade finishing serum, so it's still a great treatment, but it's not as much results driven in comparison to the Hydrafacial.
I feel like the Hydrafacial is just a little bit extra, so it's nice.
And we still, we'll have some people that do chemical peels and they do lasers year round. We're not a clinic that totally cuts people off because we're far enough north. If people can adhere to the aftercare instructions and the downtime, most of our services are safe year round. But if you're somebody who lives on the lake, has a boat, you know that you're going to spend all of your summer floating in a pool. No, we don't want to do laser resurfacing. We don't want to do pico laser. We don't want to do chemical peel because we know that you are either going to set yourself up for failure with the aftercare, or you're going to stay out of the sun for the week and then go back out into laying poolside and get a whole bunch of rebound pigment. Don't waste your money. So while I would prefer you enjoy your life in moderation, try to stay out of the sun as much as you can during those peak hours, apply your SPF, and then come see us in the fall for the corrective, because you're going to pick up some sun damage. You're going to get some sunspots that start to creep up. That's when the chemical peels, the lasers come back out, and we can get a little more aggressive with your skin.
That's very true, yeah.
So what about your own skincare routine? What's changed since the last time you were on the podcast a couple months ago?
Really? I feel like not a ton has necessarily changed. Still, I think we talked a little bit about face reality, so I'm using a couple different things. Bobbi just got me a Color Science tinted SPF, which is what I'm wearing today, actually. So
it looks
I feel
like
my
foundation.
skin looks really good. Yeah, it looks super even. Usually I'm fairly red around my cheeks, and I got a little bit, but you can't really tell, which is nice. Yeah. I feel like my holy grail right now is the Mandelic face wash. I'm honestly about to purchase another one of those because I typically use a Mandelic serum, and I will say I'm bad about falling off sometimes. I'm really good about my everyday routine as far as cleansing, moisturizing, SPF, but every once in a while I'll forget the serum. So that's why I did the Mandelic wash instead, so that when I'm not using the Mandelic serum, I'm still getting that Mandelic acid at some degree. So I'm using that daily right now, so it's made a huge difference. I get obviously the more hormonal cystic acne, but I also get these little bumps around my cheeks, and I haven't really noticed any of those little bumps, which have been nice. So as far as texture and all around clarification, it's been really good. So
I love Face Reality. It's a good price point for our clients and our patients, and it's very, very versatile. They do have a lot of offerings, so from a consumer standpoint, if you get on their website, you can be taken aback. What do I do here? There's 4 different moisturizers to choose from, 5 different washes, all these different ingredients, and you don't really have that baseline knowledge. That's why it really, I feel like it's a disservice if you're trying to piece that together yourself the first time. Once you get on a routine, if you want to repurchase through the website, you certainly can. If you're a client of ours and you're going to do that, please use our affiliate link. Otherwise, purchase it in the office from your esthetician. The girls are certified face reality experts. And when I say the girls, I mean our estheticians. So both Amber and Trinity. And that means they went through special courses and they have a better, broader, deeper understanding of the face reality acne line, all of the ingredients, what causes acne, and how to treat it and how to adjust your plan. So seeing them at least for an initial consultation and then maybe quarterly or a couple times a year to help adjust that plan is going to be your best bet to get your acne under control. And then you can just do maintenance treatments as needed. How often do you usually recommend doing them to your clients? How are you working that into a routine?
I feel like I typically will recommend about every 4 weeks for regular treatments. If people are looking for faster results or they just have more available time and have those certain areas that would need treated just a little bit extra, we could do as soon as 2 weeks even, depending on what kind of treatments we're doing. Me and Amber have kind of started, we just started last week, a week or two ago. I think I have one next week, but we just started booking me every 2 weeks for a face reality peel. Okay. Because those are a little more gentle, especially for acne clients. You can do those a little bit more regularly than every 4 weeks. So I think we're going to start a routine for that, which I feel like just the first one we did made a huge difference. I love doing it every 2 weeks because I feel like my skin does fluctuate so much. So I feel like that keeps me clear. If I have any purging, I feel like it clarifies it so quickly because I get that next one shortly after that purging happens, if it happens. I didn't notice much purging with the last one, which is nice. So I feel like I'm kind of past the purging point as long as I keep all the junk out of my diet and things like that. It definitely makes a difference.
So you definitely feel there are dietary triggers for you. What are your biggest triggers personally? Obviously, it's going to vary for clients, but
I think that any like fatty foods, like my favorite food is probably like pizza. I could eat pizza every day. It's very oily and greasy, so that's one for me. Typically around my cheek area is where I get those breakouts when I know I'm not eating right or consuming too much junk really. Lots of sugar. I love candies, so I'm usually consuming a lot of sugar and pop and 7 Brew, of course.
Caffeine.
I say I'm trying to cut back. I definitely am. I feel like it's just healthy or easier for me to be healthier in the summer for some reasons. I'm definitely kind of leaning into a routine of a healthier diet, but I do at least know for myself, I know where I need to like take a step back if I'm consuming too much of those things, or I know the cause of my breakouts, luckily. So I know how to maintain it. I know that I should stay away from those stuff if needed, but moderation's nice.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. We don't want people to be miserable. You need to have joy in your life.
Like you gotta have the good stuff.
Yeah, but the daily 7 Brew might be hard, especially energy drinks, anything that's got. They're a trigger for a lot of people. And then sometimes dairy can be a trigger. Soy, peanut butter, eggs. Like we're not saying cut everything out. Like you can't just survive on air and water. Right. But you do need to figure out what is a trigger for you, and then just understand acne can be controlled but not cured. So if you go through, like a period during the winter where you are stress eating and reaching for those comfort foods and you have a breakout, it's okay. We can get it back under control. You're going to have to figure out what triggered it, eliminate it, or at least cut back on it, maybe get back into the office to get some treatments. And then as far as those face reality acne peels that you are doing, I almost feel like it's like deceptive for them to call it a peel because you're not really peeling, right? It's not like a VI chemical peel. I think they've rebranded those a few times because when we first brought them on, it was like acne peel 1, 2, and 3. Oh, yeah. And now I think they're like clear skin treatments, which makes more sense. And we're so used to calling them peels because that's what the jars used to say, but now they actually say like the clear skin treatments.
Yeah, I think I would refer to it more of as a chemical exfoliation, just like a deep exfoliation, because it's speeding up the cell turnover process, so similar to what a peel would do without the visual peeling. I feel like some people, especially if it's their first one, could definitely have some light shedding in certain areas, but Generally, most of that's probably going to happen overnight, so people most likely won't see it. I know for me, I don't typically see it, but I do exfoliate a lot too, which I think makes a difference.
Yeah, these are much different. They're trying to make your skin purge, essentially. They're trying to get all of that bacteria, all of those comedones, those blackheads, anything that's just underneath the surface to purge out so your skin has the opportunity to be primed and to heal. The chemical peels that we do, like the true peels that are medium depth, our VI chemical peels, they're a little bit different. They do have a few different options. They have one that's for like oily, acne prone skin, but the ones that we primarily use are like the Precision Plus peptides and the advanced, which are more for pigments, fine lines, mature skin, things of that nature. That will, in the appropriate candidate, cause sloughing, massive shedding, and we've all done one of those chemical peels, and it can be pretty intense too. It's not the same with the Face Reality. So the Face Reality you can do all year long. How long do you normally tell your Face Reality girls to, or guys, everybody's welcome here, your Face Reality clients, how often are they coming in to get those in-office treatments, and how long do you tell them to stay out of the sun? Is it all summer long? If you're seeing me every 2 to 4 weeks, you can't be in the sun? Or
necessarily, I would say as long as they are protecting themselves with SPF, I would say if I know that they are typically out during the summer, but they are on a strict routine with peels, we may rotate more. So maybe we'll do one every other time they're in, and just kind of see what their lifestyle is like. Do they have plans to be out this week or next week, or are they going to be in? Like, do they have some indoor events going on that are going to keep them busy? Like you said, you don't really have a lot of or any peeling a lot of times with that one, so it's nice. People can typically still do it and do their normal things. So if people aren't going to be on vacation or anything like that, that one's still a great one to continue doing if you are staying on a strict routine with it. I definitely say that all of our treatments in general, but especially for our Face Reality patients, the Face Reality hydrating enzyme treatment is a good way to kind of switch back and forth, or just switch to at least over 3 months of summer. It should give you enough time. You could do about 3 of those over the course of 3 months, and then get right back into your peel series starting during the winter or fall. And
that's another way to change it up too. If you want something beyond just like the fluffy custom facial, you could always sub in Face Reality hydrating enzyme treatment for something
which
that's a little more clinical.
Yeah, it's a little more relaxing, and it takes a little bit longer than the peel, which is nice. So you get to relax a little bit longer. So it's a little bit of a change too. I feel like people would definitely benefit from doing a peel every 4 weeks, but your skin sometimes just needs hydration or extra antioxidants in between that, so it's nice.
Are there any recommendations that you're making for home care routines, switching up any ingredients or products, anything that you are recommending to the majority of your patients or clients right now?
I would just recommend definitely, like, if you are out in the sun a lot, we've talked about pretty much the whole time, like, definitely wear your SPF, but do be cautious of, like, the actives that you're using and the treatments that you're coming in for. Make sure that you, in your personal life, you can follow that at-home care, and you can make sure that you're protecting your skin in between. If you get a Kim peel, I would definitely recommend, even if you're wearing SPF, wear a hat. I wouldn't lay out in the sun directly, but you can still go out. You could sit by the pool, read a book for a couple hours. I just would make sure you're covered with a hat or umbrella, something so you're not getting direct sunlight. You're not really causing any burning to the skin. Most likely with certain treatments, you may notice anyways, like, you're gonna get warm quicker. Your skin's gonna be a little bit more red or flushed already, so you may kind of veer away from those things anyways. But for some people that don't mind, I'll kind of just give them that double reminder. And most people just know they're going to be in the pool every day. They're going to be out in that direct sunlight, and they don't take the extra steps to protect them. I'm human too, so I do the same things. You definitely want to let us know so that we can create a plan going forward with you that matches your lifestyle and is going to make sure that you just don't damage your skin further in the summer, so that we can just jump back in in the fall. So
be honest with yourself, be honest with your provider, with your esthetician. We're asking those questions and setting those boundaries and rules and giving you those aftercare instructions because we want you to have a good result. We don't want you to get hurt. We don't want you to have, put yourself at risk for getting a really bad sunburn, rebound hyperpigmentation, anything like that. So be honest. Don't come in for a chemical peel and not tell us that you're jet setting off to Mexico 2 days later. Like, don't do that.
And if you like go on vacation for like a few months out of the summer, you're going to be gone for a while, just let me know before, like we can create a plan and make sure that you have all the steps and things that you need at home. Obviously not the advanced services, but at least enough to maintain your skin before you can come back in for your next treatment.
So we sell like the mask. If you want to mask a couple times a week, that's something that you could do. If you want a mini exfoliation or like a mini chemical peel, the Skin Better peel pads are a really good treatment that you can do at home without having to come into the office. So you're right. If for somebody who travels quite a bit and can't get in, that is something that you could definitely stock up on. It's just so funny that you mentioned, like, wear your hat and hide from the sun after a chemical peel. I had a client, it was like 4 to 5 years ago. She came in for a chemical peel. At that point, I was doing Perfect Derma peels, which they're very similar to the VI peel, to the base peel. The boosters are a little bit different. The VI peel is a little more clinically advanced. But with the Perfect Derma peel, she got it and she's like, I have to work on, I think she was putting the awning out on her RV. It was spring. They were cleaning it out, getting it out of storage. And she sent me a selfie. She's like, I promise I'm going to protect my skin. And she had applied her SPF, done all the things, but she had one of those great big wide brim hats.
Oh, that's cute.
And she had one of those big like masks. If you've ever seen a celebrity who's got a mask literally from their eyes down, and you just assume they've had work done on the red carpet. That's what she was out in her front yard cleaning out her RV.
That's so cute.
Thank you for listening to your aftercare instructions and not making me stress out, because I really was worried about her. I'm like, tell me you're not getting a sunburn with a chemical peel on your skin. Like, listen to your esthetician, to your provider, follow the aftercare instructions, live your life in moderation. And if you do get a little carried away this spring and summer and you get some sunspots, you get some sun damage, all is not lost. Come see us in the fall. We'll talk chemical peels. We'll talk microneedling. We'll talk lasers at that time when it's a little bit easier for you to follow those directions. If you have any questions for Trinity, feel free to slide into the Lux Lift DMs or the Aesthetically Awkward Podcast DMs, and I can always have her back here in a few weeks for a follow-up episode. Have a great day, guys, and we'll talk to you next week.